Okay, a little rant here on how people are underusing Drupal and more specifically Drupal Commerce. So we get a lot of things where people, they complain Drupal Commerce doesn't do what I want it to. It's, it's difficult to work with. It doesn't have these features. It doesn't have that feature. We've even oftentimes had people say that, it's a light solution. It can do small things, but, it can't do big tasks, which that's almost the actually complete opposite of what Drupal Commerce is. Where it's probably weakest is doing very simple stuff. It's not that it can't do it, but it doesn't do it really quickly and easily out of the box. It's not a Shopify site that you can just turn on. But what it does do is allow you an almost infinite amount of customization. So with Drupal's kind of robust data model and its general philosophy of having hooks and events and exposed APIs that you can modify any part of it, it means it's very, very powerful. And Drupal Commerce has been built with that same sort of philosophy. It has tons of power, sort of under the hood. But you have to be able to set it up and you have to be able to utilize it. So that's really where the problem comes in. If you haven't, if you feel like Drupal Commerce is underfeatured, you're underutilizing it. It's not actually underfeatured. And that can come from a couple of different reasons. You can have, just a lack of experience yourself with it. You can not know, what things to turn on or what to work with. So that's something that you yourself can work on, or you can get an agency to do that. But you can also have the problem of your staff might not be, or your, the developer or the vendor you work with might not be set up for working with it. They might not be skilled enough to do it. Doing Drupal development, is pretty complicated development, and then doing commerce development is also pretty complicated. It has security concerns, performance concerns. It's a little harder than sort of basic web development. And so oftentimes Drupal, and this happens for WordPress too and sites like that, they get built by site builders who can install and sometimes configure software, but they're not programmers. They can't build things, and so if the installations get pretty complex, they get out of their element. And good ones will admit that they're out of their element, and that a developer is needed, or a different firm is needed. But oftentimes there can get a bit of sort of ass covering there, where you go, oh, this platform doesn't do what I want, it doesn't do what we need a new platform, we need something else, right? And that's not really true. That's just they don't know how to do it, and they're not sort of man enough to admit that. So that's where you need to kind of suss that out. And if you're running into all these limitations, are they really limitations of the platform, or are they limitations of the staff or the agency that you're using? And if you're not technical, that can be a little hard to suss out. But just sort of, think about, these are robust platforms. They have lots of functionality. Do other people, with these platforms do more robust solutions? That kind of indicates that obviously it's possible. And then maybe there's an agency, a consultant you can talk to, bring in. Maybe they can, show you some examples or explain why certain ways can be done to sort of, prove that, and either, help get your staff more confident so they can move along, or come in and do some of the work that they can't do for you.